Meet-cutes in teen shows are not a common trope. However, it manages to appear in a few teen shows for some of the most memorable couples. They often feature familiar tropes that have been around in movies and television for the last few decades, and the meet-cute has resulted in several now fan-favorite couples. The most iconic couples from teen shows like Pretty Little Liars and The OC have managed to introduce their main characters and their love interests in the best way, and, even if the couples didn't always last, the memories of how they met continue to live on. 1. Kurt and Blaine, Glee. After Kurt leaves McKinley after being bullied, he transfers to Dalton Academy, where he meets his future husband Blaine. Kurt uses this opportunity to reinvent himself and meet new friends. He learns that the Glee Club at Dalton is actually cool and is blissfully taken away by Blaine to hear them sing. This is a cute moment for both Kurt and Blaine because Kurt is in awe of the school and how safe he immediately feels with Blaine to guide him. The scene is heightened when the two run in slow motion. Kurt is instantly charmed by the memorable performance that would stand out for the couple for seasons to come in Glee. 2. Rory and Dean-Gilmore girls. Rory prepares to pack her locker up to transfer to her new school, Chilton. However, she is interrupted by Dean, who understands her Rosemary's Baby reference. This prompts Rory to rant about her name and talk a lot, which is something she doesn't usually do. This is a sweet moment between Rory and Dean because it's wholesome and exciting for Rory to meet a new character in her small town. This moment in this episode proved that Dean was her soulmate. This introduction sets a chain reaction for the first of the pilot and all of Gilmore Girls. Rory changes her mind about Chilton and gets into a fight with her mother about it. 3. Marissa and Ryan, The OC. Marissa and Ryan meet in the first episode of the series, and viewers can instantly feel the chemistry between the two of them when they appear to be the only two people in the neighborhood. Ryan gets a moment to himself and realizes he isn't actually alone when Marissa asks to bum a cigarette. It's an important moment between these two characters not only because they meet for the first time, but their chemistry makes it clear that they'll have a long story to come. The viewer can also see the setup between the story and how the community will view Ryan as the newcomer. 4. Peyton and Lucas, One Tree Hill. Although it is understood that Peyton and Lucas knew each other growing up, they spent their time in different social circles. However, the first time they talk is when Peyton's car breaks down, and Lucas is sent to fix it. The moment displayed a great amount of teen angst on Peyton's part and a charming reaction on Lucas' part. The scene is iconic because it demonstrates how Lucas understood her and saw who she really was despite Peyton's need to reject anyone trying to get to know her. It also solidified that Lucas was the best love interest for Peyton down the line. This moment is often referenced in seasons to come. It's also a major staple in the timeline of their relationship on One Tree Hill. 5. Clare and Eli-Degrassi, The Next Generation. Clare is explaining to Ellie her need to change it up for the new school year, which means ditching her glasses. They are both interrupted when Clare's old glasses fall into the street and get run over by a hearse. To their surprise, Eli gets out of the hearse and hands it back to Clare. This is one of the best meet-cutes from the series because it's very on brand for the couple to meet the way they did. They are both introduced as very different characters that seem to have nothing in common, but they have an undeniable chemistry that takes many twists and turns throughout Degrassi. 6. Felicity and Ben-Felicity. The premise around Felicity follows recent high school graduate Felicity Porter following her high school crush, Ben, across the country to New York. However, the meet-cute happens in the opening scene of the pilot when Felicity asks Ben to sign her yearbook on their graduation day. It's the first time they've ever spoken to one another, and the viewer can see just how meaningful it is to have Ben reveal his thoughts to Felicity through her yearbook. It's the reason she makes such an impulsive decision to go to college in New York. The moment is dreamy and heartwarming. It embodies everything good about high school and taking a chance. 7. Elena and Damon, The Vampire Diaries. It's been assumed that Elena met Stefan first, and because of that, it changed the course of the love story between Elena and Damon. Elena even mentions that things would be different if she did meet Damon first. However, it's revealed in Season 3 of The Vampire Diaries that Damon was the one who saw Elena first, and he just erased her memory of it. Damon mistakes Elena for Catherine, and it sparks a flirty conversation between the two of them. The moment is significant because it's the night Elena's parents die and the night that changed everything for her. When Elena becomes a vampire, she realizes a lot more of her feelings for Damon than she thought before. Their relationship needed a lot of work to last, which is one of many ways they were the most relatable couple on The Vampire Diaries. 8. Scott and Allison-Teen wolf. When Scott becomes a werewolf, he has to get used to everything that comes along with it. He now has heightened senses and overhears a girl talking on the phone while he's in class. It's an intense moment because Scott can't seem to figure out where the sound is coming from. However, he is immediately intrigued by her when she walks into the classroom. It is revealed to be Allison. It is the fact that Scott's ability to hear her before he even sees her makes the moment special. He has a newfound confidence and offers her a pen since she explains on the phone that she forgot one. It's a light-hearted moment in Teen Wolf. This love at first sight scene proves they had many romantic tropes throughout the show. 9. Max and Liz, Roswell. One of the most memorable moments from Roswell is the scene where Max saves Liz in the crashdown cafe. Liz is in the middle of telling Maria about how she is happy in her relationship, and the next minute the diner is gunned down. Liz is left with a bullet in her stomach, and the rest of the townspeople are in shock. Max is supernatural since he took the bullet out of Liz, but the moment stands out because now Liz is skeptical. Max goes out of his way to save her in this intense scene. It leaves the viewer shocked and curious about their relationship and what's to come. The meet-cute is unconventional, but it is enough to leave an impression. 10. Hanna and Caleb, Pretty Little Liars. Hanna and Caleb wind up in detention together, which is where they have their first conversation. In true Caleb and Hanna fashion, there is flirty banter between the two and assumptions about on what they think of one another. This season 1 scene shows Hanna panicking after being forced to go to detention instead of stopping Mrs. Montgomery from catching Ezra and Arya together. Caleb shockingly ends up helping Hanna by keeping Mrs. Montgomery's car from working. The viewer is left to wonder if they will meet again and what kind of payment Caleb is looking for,